Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the properties of neurons or the nerve fibers. Okay, this lecture is also available in the Hindi also. Okay, so Hindi medium students can watch that video also. That video, I think I will publish that video in tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, so today in this topic we are going to discuss about the properties of nerve fibers or neurons, we can say. So neurons are showing particular properties or characteristics like that, which are stated below. That first one is the conductibility or the conductivity. The second one is that excitability. Third, that is refractory period. Fourth, that unfatigability. Fifth one, that is all or none law. And sixth one, that is accommodation or summation, we can say it. One by one, we will discuss all the properties. So write it down so that I will attach the new slide. Take the screenshot. Okay. Now, first one, we will discuss about the conductivity. The conductivity, as the word conductivity shows that the nerve impulses as the neurons conduct something. What the neurons conduct? The neurons conduct nerve impulses. Okay, in on their entire length, on their entire axonal length. Suppose that if any stimulus coming towards any, suppose that if any stimulus approach towards the neuron, that neuron will conduct these stimulus and with the help of axonal membrane, and via synaptic connections, these impulses or these stimulus will carry forward or transferred to the next neuron or gland or muscle. This property is known as conductivity. Okay, so I'm writing down all the notes simultaneously. The electrical impulses generated in nerve fiber are propagated along entire length and to the other neuron, muscle, and glands via synaptic connections. What is the synapses? In the future lectures, we will discuss about the synaptic connections or the synapse also. Okay, so don't worry about that. So with the help of synaptic connections, one neuron conduct the nerve impulse to the other nerve impulse or to the muscle or the gland so that response can be generated. Okay, this property is known as the conductivity. Conductivity word says that neurons conduct something or the carry forward something. Okay, second characteristics, that is excitability. The word represent excitement. So what is excitement? That neurons or the nerve fibers are highly excitable structure. When any stimulus approach and that stimulus is above or up to the threshold level, that up to the threshold level, then the neurons or the nerve fiber show the excitability and conduct that nerve impulse with the conduct the nerve impulse. Okay, and further the response will show. So excitability means the nerve fiber shows the response or carry the impulse or any stimulus, but the stimulus must be up to the threshold level. This is the main criteria. So the nerve fibers in the excitability, what we will write, the nerve fibers are highly excitable structure that respond to various stimuli and can also generate electrical impulse. So here the nerve impulses, here the neurons conduct the nerve impulses and show the excitability when the stimulus is up to the threshold level, at least up to the threshold level. What is the threshold level? The threshold level is the certain limit where stimulus can carry forward or the stimulus can act as a nerve impulse. Okay, so these are two properties, and let's begin with the third property, that is the refractive period. Take the screenshot so that I will add the new slide. Now, the third one, that is the refractive period. What is the refractive period means? If suppose that if suppose that a neuron is busy to carry the conduct of a impulse. So in that case, simultaneously, if suppose that in between, if again I am explaining, I will correct it. What is the refractive period? Refractive period is that suppose that a nerve impulse is busy to carry forward or to carry the impulse or stimuli to carry forward the impulse. Okay, but in between, the another stimuli can approach towards the neuron. In that case, the neuron will not entertain that second stimuli. Okay, suppose that I will give you one example. Suppose that a person A is busy to do the work with uh, X work. Okay, XYZ. A person is busy to do X work. In between, one Y work is coming. One Y work is coming and telling that let's complete me. So a person will not entertain Y work because the A person is busy with X work. Okay, so first the person A will complete this work, then he or she will entertain that another work. Okay, I hope you can understand this. So same approach is implemented on neurons. So in the refractive period, if a nerve fiber busy with one impulse, then if in the meanwhile another stimulus approach to the neuron, same neuron, then that neuron will not entertain the second stimulus. Okay, so A nerve fiber we can say, a nerve fiber can only conduct one action at a time. So its excitability is reduced during conduction. During conduction. So during one action, potential. So during one action potential, a new electrical impulse cannot be generated. A new electrical impulse cannot be generated. Okay, so this is the refractive period. Now, the fourth one, that is unfatigability. Unfatigability, fatigue means tiredness. So, the nerve fiber or the neuron is unfatigued in nature. Means if a neuron is carrying a stimulus, that work is complete, and suddenly the another stimulus came, the neurons will surely entertain that stimulus and will conduct that nerve impulses. Neuron will not say that just now I have finished my work, just now I have taken that impulse, I will not entertain. That thing will not say a neuron. Okay, so unfatigability, that the nerve fibers are not fatigued. The nerve fibers are not fatigued even when they are stimulated continuously. The nerve fibers are not fatigued even when they are stimulated continuously. Okay. Now, fifth one. What is the fifth one? That is all or none law. What is the all or none law? If a stimulus is up to the threshold level, if the stimulus is up to the threshold level, the action potential will be generated. But if the action potential is not up to the threshold level, the action potential will not generate it. That means either a nerve fiber can transit a impulse or not. Means the either nerve fiber can transmit the impulse or not. Means either it will respond or it will not respond. It depends on the threshold value. Up to the what threshold value, up to the what value the stimulus came. If the stimulus came below threshold value, the neuron will not excited, or the neuron will not entertain that stimulus or not take as a impulse. But if it's up to the threshold level or the beyond threshold level, the neurons surely entertain that impulse. But if it's not up to the threshold level, it will not entertain. So all and none law means a nerve fiber either transmit, a nerve fiber either transmit or not transmit, it's a transit an impulse or not. Okay, a nerve fiber either transit an impulse or not. Now come to the next or the last characteristic, that is the accommodation or summation. Take the screenshot, so we'll add the new slide. Thank you. Now, the sixth one, that is the summation or accommodation. What is it means? What does it means? That if suppose that a stimulus is sub-threshold level, the action potential cannot be generated. That thing I have explained. But when the multiple sub-threshold stimuli, when the multiple sub-threshold level stimuli are applied in a quick succession, an action potential will be generated. It means continuously, if we giving sub-threshold stimulus, the neuron or the nerve fiber can sum up or accommodate those sub-threshold stimulus, and they will sum up those sub-threshold stimulus, and when the sum up is beyond the threshold level or up to the threshold level, the action potential will be generated. Okay, so for sub-threshold stimulus, action potential will not generated, will not be generated. But however, when multiple sub-threshold stimuli are applied in quick succession, an action potential is generated. So these are the qualities or the characteristic or the properties of the neuron. I will summarize. The properties of the neuron fiber is first, conductivity. Conductivity means the electrical impulses generated in the nerve fibers are propagated along the entire length and to the other neurons, muscles, and glands via synaptic connections. Okay, so the electrical impulses conduct via synaptic way. Second one is that excitability. What the excitability means, the nerve fibers show the response towards various stimuli if they stimulus are up to the threshold level. Third one, that is the refractive period. Refractive period means refractive period means a nerve fiber can only conduct one action at a time. Okay, so during one action potential, new electrical impulses cannot be generated. The fourth one, that is unfatigability. What will happen in this? Unfatigability means the nerve fibers are not fatigued even when they are stimulated continuously. They will conduct the impulses. The fifth one, all or none law. A nerve fiber either all or none law says a nerve fiber either transit an impulse or not. The sixth one, that is the summation or the accommodation. Here, if the continuously sub-threshold level stimulus approach towards the neuron in a multiple succession or the quick succession, then action potential is generated because the neuron will sum up those subthreshold level stimulus and accommodate as or behave as up to the mark stimulus and action potential is generated. This is all for the properties of the nerve fibers. I hope you will find out this lecture informative. So we will meet in the next lecture. Till then, bye-bye. Thank you.